Welcome to The Beat. Today we'll hear David Baker read 3 of his poems, and he'll follow with 3 poems by Stanley Plumly. David Baker is a poet, educator, editor, and literary critic. His most recent books are Swift, New and Selected Poems, Whalefall, and Transit. In 1984, he began teaching at Denison University in Granville, Ohio, where he's now an emeritus professor. He also taught in writing programs and writers' workshops around the country, including the Hellbender Gathering of Poets, the Bread Loaf Writers Conference, the MFA program for writers at Wilmington College, and others. For many years, he was poetry editor of the Kenyon Review. Here's David Baker reading 3 poems from his book, Transit. The poems are Late Georgic in a Field in Ohio, 6 Notes, and The Bay.
Late Georgic in a Field in Ohio. "Take my hand," she said, and I lay my palm on top of her hand. As she knelt a little, I knelt beside her, and she waved gently, as with a wand, the small light she held like a pencil, tracing in the humming air a phosphorescent J. We were in clover, we were in Jimson in the field, we were in sedge grasses wet with the birthing of mid-evening. "I've been a biologist all my life," she said, "and I love this more than anything. Jay in the deep blue air, Jay, Jay, and the red-winged blackbirds chipped from the cattails around the pond, and a jet glided homebound or outbound in the low horizon. Jay," she wrote, we wrote, and then a blink answered from its cave of curled grasses, and another came toward us in a funny sort of dancing rise and fall, and I realized we were speaking, all of us, firefly and awkward human couple, not a couple, and the wonder was not that they answered us. The wonder was, it dawned on us, finally, to ask. Six Notes. Come down to us. Come down with your song, little wren. The world is in pieces. We must not say so. In the dark hours, in the nearest branches, I hear you thrum. The deer come to die beside the creek. Mud, the color of walnut stain, reek and runoff from the new development there beyond the woods. Rib and skull. No jawbone. It makes a soundless scream. I hope for peace when I walk here sometimes in the dark. If not peace, clarity. If not clarity, at least a place to breathe. Else I'll scream too. Come down, little dove, far above the bay. I hear you in a thirsty palm or up beyond the rocks, a windy reed of song. Blue sun, blue cloud above the sweeping bay. Sometimes we have to say so. I don't know how. A man, a boy, an anger with no tongue, took his automatic rifle to school today. The report we hear, discharge, echo, is the sound of sorrow reloading. No matter where we walk, we hear it call. Little wing, little creek, little bay, dark hour, come down with your beaks of mourning and blood. The Bay. How many stories among the stars? The boats come in, the boats go out. Our friend is dying. He writes, he says, more often, yet more sparely. Now, to see what wasn't seen before. We stay up all night again to scan the sky from our deck above the bay. How slow the constellations spin. Invincible heroes, unrequited loves, until it seems we've lost all count. Soon we'll go too. Star, therefore, to start. A cargo freighter pulls across the waters. We can tell from the placement of the lights, the slow procession of it all. And so it's dawn. Did I say invincible? I mean invisible.
You just heard David Baker read 3 poems from his book Transit, published in January by W.W. Norton and Company. He was kind enough to record for us at his home in Granville, Ohio. David Baker was good friends with the poet Stanley Plumly, and he also helped to edit the collected poems, which was published in August of last year. Here is David Baker reading Rainbow, In Passing, and Beach from Collected Poems of Stanley Plumly.
Rainbow. Taking its time through each of the 7 vertebrae of light, the sun comes down. It is 1949. You stand in the doorway, drying your hands. It is still summer, still raining. The evening is everywhere gold, windows, grass, the sun side of the trees. As if to speak to someone, you look back into the dark of the house, call my name, go in. I know I am dreaming again. Still, it is raining and the sun is shining. You come back out into the doorway, shading your eyes. It looks as if the whole sky is going down on one wing. By now I have my hands above my eyes, listening. In passing. On the Canadian side, we're standing far enough away. The falls look like photography, the roar a radio. In the real rain, so vertical it fuses with the air. The boat below us is starting for the caves. Everyone on deck is dressed in black, braced for weather and crossing against the current of the river. They seem lost in the gorge dimensions of the place. Then, in fog, in a moment, gone. In the Chekhov story, the lovers live in a cloud above the sheer witness of a valley. They call it circumstance. They look up at the open wing of the sky, or they look down into the future. Death is a power like any other pull of the earth. The people in the rain gear with the cameras want to see it from the inside, from behind, from the dark, looking into the light. They want to take its picture, give it size. How much easier to get lost in the gradations of a large and yellow leaf drifting its goodbye down one side of the gorge. There is almost nothing that does not signal loneliness, then loveliness, then something connecting all we will become. All around us, the luminous passage of the air, the flat, wet gold of the leaves. I will never love you more than at this moment, here in October, the new rain rising slowly from the river. Beach. The end, I think, will be a little like looking down as far as I can see to where the wind has kicked up the tide and turned it all the same. Sea, spume, the air. There might even be someone walking toward me. The way in the edge of the ocean blue light, they'll be obscure until the last moment. I think it'll be late afternoon. The sky, that luminous oyster white into which things disappear. I'll stop to look at the sky. And the moment I do, I realize I'm alone. I misunderstood the figure coming toward me, which, considering the time of day, is as it should be. Especially now that the wind has kicked up a little and the white sun has almost dropped under the soft, gray, almost stillness of the water. It seems just the right hour to be, again, alive.
That was David Baker reading 3 poems from the book Collected Poems of Stanley Plumly, published by W.W. Norton and Company. Stanley Plumly was born in Barnesville, Ohio in 1939, and he grew up in Virginia and Ohio. He earned a BA from Wilmington College and a PhD from Ohio University. He published numerous books of poetry, and his work won the Delmore Schwartz Memorial Poetry Award, the Los Angeles Times Book Prize, the Paterson Poetry Prize, and 8 Pushcart Prizes. He taught at the University of Iowa, Princeton University, Columbia University, the University of Houston, and the University of Maryland. He was Poet Laureate of Maryland from 2009 to 2018. He died in 2019. You can find books by David Baker and Stanley Plumly in our online catalog. Also look for links to poems, videos, and reviews in the show notes. Please join us next time for The Beat.
Thank you for listening to and sharing this podcast from Knox County Public Library in Knoxville, Tennessee. Music by Chad Crouch. Explore life-changing resources on our website, knoxcountylibrary.org. Find our podcasts under the Programs menu, including over 100 book and author talks. knoxcountylibrary.org, your essential connection for lifelong learning and information.